For my whole life, I have been in a rush. I never really knew where I was trying to get to so quickly. I am slowly starting to realize that I'm missing what happens right in the moment. And isn't that where life happens? One reason I embarked on this journey was to live in the moment as much as possible. On my previous bike trips, I always dreamed of being able to go indefinitely, because then I could finally let myself drift. However,
so far, I've traveled as if I've been on a mission. I don't know why, don't ask me, it's in my genes or something. The thing is, there is not really any reason to hurry. When I think about it, there's pretty much nothing in life that it's worth hurrying for, right? Right now, I'm on my way from Valencia to Barcelona, which is roughly 360 kilometers. My ferry to Sardinia is leaving on Sunday. I've got around 6 to 7 days to travel 360 kilometers. And it's mostly flat. My whole life I've been challenging myself to do everything as good and as quickly as possible. So I think this might be a nice opportunity to change that. So for the next 6 to 7 days, I'm challenging myself to do it the other way around and try to go as slowly as possible. It's 2 o'clock, already got 30 kilometers.
I noticed the first improvements after a short time already.
My little experiment is going pretty good so far. Yesterday I drove exactly 60 kilometers and it felt really good. The first advantage that I noticed was that I didn't have these crazy food cravings anymore. In the past I put so much pressure on myself that I didn't realize until it was too late that my body was completely exhausted. I spent more time enjoying my surroundings and life. And I also spent more time doing creative things like writing or filming. Really starting to like this little experiment.
Suddenly, everything was easier for me. Even the search for a suitable place to camp was no longer a struggle for survival. With calm and patience, these places revealed themselves on their own.
Now I have the feeling that the magic is starting to happen slowly. I'm finding beautiful little forests that are extremely well suited for wild camping. I just can't believe it.
I began to wonder if perhaps I had been so frustrated in the last few weeks because I had put myself under such pressure. I expected so much from this trip. First and foremost, that I would finally feel alive again. Instead, I took the stress from my old life with me. Slowly, I began to realize that I would not find peace just in moving out into the world, because the source of peace lay within myself. By slowing down, everything got easier, and my expectations of life on the road became more modest.
It's day number 4 of my little experiment of going a little bit slower. Yesterday didn't work out really well.
The beginning of the day was quite hard. It was going uphill and I had wind, but now it's going downhill with tailwind. So that's a nice reward.
Because I realized that my ferry is actually not going on Sunday night, but on Sunday morning at 2 o'clock. So I have to be in Barcelona on Saturday evening at the latest, but it's still okay. So yesterday I did around 90 kilometers, but I felt really good.
And the cool thing about siesta time in Spain is that even the big roads seem to be pretty empty, and that's a lot of fun. So you make quite a lot of miles, even though I wanted to slow down.
Last night I slept in this cozy little ruin here. It's maybe not the cleanest place, but it was nice because it was quite windy at night. And upstairs there's not so much trash. Yesterday evening I arrived here and there's a beautiful conservation area around here. I just felt really calm. You can really feel that things are changing now. There is a lot more green, a lot more trees, the rivers carry more water. Yeah, it's the magic of change. And now I still have about 180 kilometers to go until Barcelona. I have 3 days left, so that's 60k a day. So I'm back in my slow mode.
One thing I didn't know from bike trips so far was boredom. Because I was otherwise always on the move, I was never faced with the question of what to do. And in some places there is not much to do. Am I maybe afraid of this condition? Is this what I have always run away from in the past? But I was also going to learn to deal with that. And as I slowly approached Barcelona and my bike trip around the Iberian Peninsula was coming to an end, new energy arose in me.
It's a little bit uncomfortable. It's a little bit rainy. I think there's a little rain and a little storm over there. And the sea's a bit stormy. It's one of these situations when you would really like to rest. You have a safe place to stay. And I don't have this right now. But I feel good about it. It's okay, and that's one of the big advantages of not going too fast, of not hurrying so much, because I still have a lot of resources. I don't feel completely physically or mentally exhausted because I did 150 kilometers today. I just did about 60, and according to my experiment, I would have to stop now. But if you can't because the circumstances don't allow for it, I don't have to. I just can go on. And it's fine. I feel like I could cycle for the rest of the day into the night and whatever. And at some point, I'm pretty sure something will come up where I can pitch my tent and stay dry and warm and whatever. It's some kind of trust you develop over time, and that's really nice. And as I was expecting, I found a beautiful camp spot right here. Everything's fine. I like this. Cheers.
Made it to Tarragona, which is roughly 100 kilometers from Barcelona. And my little experiment so far is running really good. Yesterday I felt a little bit exhausted, felt a little bit lonely, so I wasn't really in the mood of filming, but yeah, that just happens from time to time. Right now it's kind of crazy that I'm sitting in the middle of a city and recording myself not feeling completely stupid. This is, yeah, quite some progress, I would say. So there's It's still about 95 kilometers to go until Barcelona. I've got to be there tomorrow night. So on Sunday morning at 2 o'clock my ferry leaves. And then I maze the Iberian Peninsula. It's crazy. If I looked at the map a few weeks ago and saw Tarragona, it seemed so far away, and now I'm suddenly here. Yeah, with time you really make progress.
I just arrived in Barcelona, which is a major, one major goal, like the end of one big leg of my journey. As I'm cycling into Barcelona, I'm recognizing that the streets are all blocked. There's no cars running, and now I'm hearing live music. Seems to be some kind of festival because the whole streets are like this. People are just walking on the street, cycling. Everybody's having a good time. Just imagine our inner cities could be like this the whole time.
And then came the moment when I put Spain behind me. Since I left Portugal almost a month ago, and after cycling about 1,600 kilometers, I boarded the ferry in Barcelona that would take me to Sardinia, and thus to a new country. When I reached Sardinia the next afternoon, my mind was calm and my attitude open. I had a week until my ferry was due to depart from the other end of the island, a small island. So I had a lot of time again, and slowly I also learned to deal with the moments when I had nothing to do.
New country, new magic. I just arrived in Sardinia, which means that I'm in Italy now. Nice. In general, I feel really good. It's like always, when something new starts, when I'm getting into a new country, I feel a push of energy and some excitement. I don't know.
When you are open and at ease, life offers you the moments that matter. The moments that you can't plan or force to happen. The moments that you can't buy. For example, on the beautiful wild west coast of Sardinia, a shepherd asked me to help load some sheep onto his trailer. These are the authentic encounters that make up life on the bike for me. At some point, I also learned that I don't have to move permanently. With a calm mind, you can always find a place to settle down and just be.
Today, exactly 1 month ago, I started this journey in Portugal. I'm in Sardinia already. It's my 4th day here. And I'm really starting to fall in love with this lifestyle. All this hurrying and the struggle I had at the beginning is it's getting a lot better. I'm just resting more, I'm just enjoying more. And there's so many advantages to this. I'm so much more relaxed. The situation here is a bit like in Spain, so there's still a lot of agriculture and it's not so easy to find good camp spots. But if you go more slowly, and if you're much more relaxed, you have a lot more time to look out, and you're not that like going crazy because you need to find a camp spot right away. You just cycle like as far as you want, or like maybe until early afternoon, and from then on you just look out. I found this beautiful little strip of eucalyptus forest, which reminds me quite a bit of Portugal. This is actually exactly what I always wanted to do. I wanted to cycle slowly, I wanted to live this whole lifestyle and enjoy. And up until this journey, I didn't have the opportunity to do so because I always had a set time frame. But this time, I really have all the time that I want. And I'm extremely grateful that I realized so early on in my journey that I can just slow down, just do like 50 kilometers a day or even less. And if you want to cycle more, you can cycle more, that's fine. Sometimes it's so important in life to slow down, not to hurry too much.
Some of us, myself included, grew up in a society where the highest value is to perform. We grow up learning that we have to do well in school, get a good education quickly, and then earn as much money as possible, as soon as possible, to provide for the future. But who knows what the future will bring? Who can say how many more times you will wake up in the morning? Life is happening now, and life is short. I'm grateful for my little experiment. I'm grateful for taking things more slowly now, because it makes it easier for me to be in the moment and to really live. I learned that by slowing down, it is much easier for me to stay in exactly that moment, in the place where life is happening.
I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. I learned a lot in the past 2 weeks, and I'm really looking forward to applying it to all that is to come. I really like making these videos, but I also realized that sometimes I put a little bit too much pressure on myself when it comes to making new videos. Don't get me wrong, I will continue doing this, but living my life in the moment, and this journey will always be my main focus. I don't make these videos to show what a great life I live or what a great guy I am. I don't want to prove anything to anyone. I make it because it fulfills me and it allows me to express myself creatively. And as long as that's the case, I'll continue doing it. If you also like this stuff, then I'm all the more grateful. If you'd like to support me in what I'm doing, leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to help me keep doing this, there's a link in the description. See you next time.